levels of learning. Okay, let me tell you what the levels are. Some of you might know if you've been through any self-development. This is some very basic stuff, but it's important here. First level is called being unconsciously incompetent. What that means is this. When you first start doing something, you know so little about it, you basically know nothing. You don't know what you don't know. This is a very scary spot to be in. When you're thrown into a situation and you're a complete novice, you say, geez, I'd love to get better at this, but I haven't the slightest idea of what I don't know. Everyone follow that concept? This is where most people start off, okay? The next level is becoming consciously incompetent. That means that you're like, Jesus Christ, I don't know anything. You're like, is this, is that, all these strategies, they all sound great, I don't know them. That's the next level. Next level above that is called being consciously competent. Consciously competent means that you're good at something, but you can't really do it with your eyes closed yet. You're good, but it requires all your focus and your mental energy. Like, remember when we were kids growing up, you only tie your shoe. In the beginning, you're like, tie your shoe, like, you're putting your fingers across, and someone says, excuse me, like, don't interrupt me. You can't tie your shoe and have a conversation at the same time, right? That's when you're consciously competent. Like, it requires all your conscious focus. The next level above that is called being unconscious competence. And that means when you're really, really great at something, you can do it without thinking about it. And the only way you get from conscious competence to unconscious competence is through practice. There's no other way. By drilling it into your head again and again and again and again and again until your brain just clicks, and all of a sudden you're using the unconscious part of your mind, which is infinitely more powerful than your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is maybe 10%, your unconscious mind 90%, like 10 times more powerful. So it's a dramatic difference. You're going to get there through forced repetition. By practicing, by just going out and doing it. One day, all of a sudden, click, you'll be unconsciously competent at it. It takes about 3 or 4 weeks of really, really trying to get unconsciously competent at something. So it doesn't happen overnight, but don't worry. Even when you're consciously competent, you'll still be doing great. That's why you'll get a quick bump of 30 to 50% right when you leave here for sales. But about a month later, you'll double your sales if you're working. That's how powerful the system is. Okay, I want to give you an example here. Everyone knows this is a stop sign, right? Okay, now, stop sign is what color, everybody? Red, right? Okay, and how about a yield sign, right? What color is a yield sign? Yellow, right? Okay, that's a yield sign, it's yellow, right? Okay, guess what? For 10 years, yield signs have been red. There are no yellow yield signs. There are none. Why do we all think they're yellow? Okay, our unconscious mind made a picture of yellow. They're not yellow. I promise, go out there, you'll see today they're all red. They changed them 10 years ago. When I saw this, I was blown away. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I thought they're all, I look at them, I see yellow. Okay, that's how powerful your unconscious mind is. It rules your conscious mind. We have these triggers that we bypass to save time in the world. Okay, we run patterns in our head. You have a pattern that says when I see a sign triangular, it's a yield sign. You just assume it's yellow because it was when you were a kid. If you ask someone that's younger, they'll tell you it's red. Like, no, it's red. My daughter's red. You learn to drive with red yield signs, right? You go by and you think they're yellow. Okay? You're going to learn, you're going to learn to use this basic strategy to get people to buy. Okay? You're going to learn to bypass people's conscious blocks to get to the unconscious, and they'll buy. Okay? So, here's the deal. We're going to set goals today. We're all going to set goals. But the next 2 days is about tactics. I know you've probably been to some seminars, right? And I'm going to tell you, go out and set 30-day goals, 60-day goals, all this sort of stuff, right? And they don't actually tell you how you're going to achieve them. Okay? I'm going to give you this, all going to be pure tactic. You're going to learn actual, real-world strategy. If you haven't figured out, you saw the video, you know a little bit about me. I'm not a theoretical sort of guy. seminar world. I come from the real world. I come from a special corner of the real world. My corner of the real world, everybody's rich. I come from a world of abundance, not scarcity. I come from a world where people that make $1 million a year are considered average. Seriously, that's Wall Street. That's where it came from. You hear about all these wacky bonuses and all this sort of stuff, right? So how do they make all this money, okay? Well, I'll tell you this, at the heart of Wall Street is sales. Stockbrokers are just glorified salesmen. Venture capitalists are salesmen. Investment bankers are salesmen. Most of my business, when I train people, it's Wall Street looking to be trained. And not just brokers, investment bankers. This tactic here, the straight line, is the most powerful system for venture capital. And I know if you're in business, who's in business for yourself? Anybody raise your hand? Right, a lot of you, right? The most powerful skill to business is to raise money. Anything for ventures, for whatnot, whatever you need, both the suppliers to get credit. This system is not just for closing sales. For closing anything, including dates. Guys, girls, and those, it works really good for that too, okay? But don't really use it for that, unless you really want it, okay? But seriously, try to keep it for business, okay? You can use it though to get yourself things, okay? It's about tactics, okay? Okay? I told you the most serious work, right? Okay? Now, here's something I wanted to touch on very, very briefly, okay? When you set goals in life, okay, your brain, you have the ability, I'm going to show you how to do this tomorrow. You have the ability to use what's called your neuropsychology to make the goals much more powerful. Okay, to make your goals bigger and brighter. And expand on them. Okay, when I ask you to set goals, right, everybody, I want you to all raise your hand. Raise your hand as high as you can. Everyone raise your right hand as high as you can. As high as you can. Okay, now raise it a little bit higher. If I said raise it as high as your hand, and I said raise it, everyone raises it even higher, right? Right? I said the first time raise it as high as you can, but you didn't. Right? Because it's a level above what's comfortable, slightly higher and easily doable, but you got to stretch a bit. That's where I want you to set your goals. You're selling with a straight line, slightly above what you think is great. Not what you think is great, because you can blow that away. I don't want you to set it high in the sky, because you'll say, I can't achieve it too far out in the distance. You learn to set goals just above what you think is possible. Okay? And you learn to make the goals bigger and brighter using visual technology in your head, auditory, kinesthetic, what you feel. And you're going to blow these goals up. You learn to step inside these goals, okay? Meaning you're going to associate it to your goal. And you can learn to run what's called positive thinking language patterns. Okay? This is called self-talk. The first person you have to sell
is yourself.
You go out into the field is who? Bingo, yourself. First person you're going to sell is you. On the system that it works, on the job that you have, whatever sales job you have. If you're in sales, by the way, you know you're in business for yourself, right? Everyone know that. If you're a salesperson, you're in business for yourself. You've got to treat it like your own business, okay? So you learn from positive language patterns, okay? And you got to find your why. We're going to do all these three things by the close of business today. Okay, I'm going to show you some patterns to empower yourself, to get yourself into a peak state anytime you want. And especially right before you walk in the door, right before you pick up the phone. Okay?